Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I'm Anuja Kumar and with me is Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launches second phase of Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana at Mahoba in Uttar Pradesh. Lok Sabha takes up the Constitution 127th Amendment Bill 2021 for discussion and passage. Bill seeks to restore power of states and union territories to make their own OBC lists. Both the Houses of Parliament witness frequent disruptions over continued protest by the opposition over Pegasus, farm laws and other issues. Forthcoming census to be the first digital census and include provision for self-enumeration. Centre says it has not taken any decision to prepare National Register of Citizens at the national level. Government approves vaccine manufacturing facility for production of Bharat Biotech's Covaxin in Ankleshwar, Gujarat to accelerate vaccine drive. More than 51 crore 45 lakh COVID vaccine doses administered in the country so far. Recovery rate stands at 97.45%. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls upon party MPs to encourage sports activities in their constituencies and organize competitions. On the World Lion Day, Vice President Prime Minister Narendra Modi extends greetings to all passionate lion conservationists. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is going on, we advise our young listeners to get vaccinated and also help others get vaccinated. We also advise our young listeners not to lower their guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011 2397 8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said that Ujjwala scheme has given a thrust to women empowerment in the country and women are going to play an important role in the development of the nation. He was speaking at the launch of the second phase of Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana by handing over LPG connections in Mahoba district of Uttar Pradesh via video conferencing. During the event, the Prime Minister also interacted with the beneficiaries of the Ujjwala 2.0. The Prime Minister said that the women of the country were suffering from ages and struggling with the basic amenities like toilets, drinking water and gas. He said that our daughters can only contribute to the development of the nation once their basic problems will be solved, and his government has launched many schemes to achieve this target.
हमारी बेटियां घर और रसोई से बाहर निकलकर राष्ट्र निर्माण में व्यापक योगदान तभी दे पाएगी जब पहले घर और रसोई से जुड़ी समस्याएं हल होगी। इसलिए बीते 6-7 सालों में ऐसे हर समाधान के लिए मिशन मोड पर काम किया गया है।
Mr. Modi said that the Ujjwala scheme also helped the poor during the corona period and it also helped in expansion of distribution centers of LPG. Now LPG coverage is going to reach 100% in the country. He said that this second phase of the Ujjwala scheme is going to benefit a lot of migrant workers.
उज्ज्वला योजना ने देश के जितने लोगों, जितनी महिलाओं का जीवन रोशन किया है, वो अभूतपूर्व है। ये योजना 2016 में उत्तर प्रदेश के बलिया से आजादी की लड़ाई के अग्रदूत मंगल पांडे जी की धरती से शुरू हुई थी। आज उज्ज्वला का दूसरे संस्करण भी यूपी के ही महोबा की वीर भूमि से शुरू हो रहा है।
Talking about the expansion of the facilities to get gas connection easily, the Prime Minister said that 21 lakh households of 50 districts of UP are going to be connected with piped gas systems. On World Biofuel Day, Prime Minister Modi said many schemes have been launched for clean energy. Mr. Modi remembered Major Dhyan Chand, who was from the Bundelkhand region, and said that now Khel Ratna awards are named after him, which will motivate the players of the country.
देश के सर्वोच्च खेल पुरस्कार का नाम अब मेजर ध्यानचंद खेल रत्न पुरस्कार हो गया है। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि ओलंपिक में हमारे युवा साथियों के अभूतपूर्व प्रदर्शन के बीच खेल रत्न के साथ जुड़ा दद्दा का ये नाम लाखों करोड़ों युवाओं को प्रेरित करेगा। इस बार हमने देखा है कि हमारे खिलाड़ियों ने मेडल तो जीते ही अनेक खेलों में दमदार प्रदर्शन करके भविष्य का संकेत भी दे दिया है।
Chief Minister of the state, Yogi Adityanath, said that his government is doing a lot of development work for the Bundelkhand region with the help of the central government. He said that the Bundelkhand Expressway and drinking water scheme are going to be completed this year only, and the state government has managed to create a land bank for the defence corridor also. Under the second phase of Ujjwala scheme, 1 crore LPG connections will be provided to those low-income families who could not be covered under the earlier phase of Ujjwala scheme. Along with a deposit-free LPG connection, Ujjwala 2.0 will provide first refill and hot plate stove free of cost to the beneficiaries. Also, the enrollment procedure will require minimum paperwork. In Ujjwala 2.0, migrants will not be required to submit ration cards or address proof. A self-declaration for both family declaration and as a proof of address will suffice. Ujjwala 2.0 will help achieve the Prime Minister's vision of universal access to the LPG. Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on 1st of May 2016 in Balia, a district in Purvanchal region of the state. During the first phase of the Ujjwala scheme, more than 1 crore 47 lakh gas connections have been made available to the poor families of the state. On this occasion, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath informed that LPG coverage till 2014 in the state was only 1 crore 47 lakh, and now 3 crore 25 lakh people of the state have LPG connections. Union Petroleum Minister Hardeep Singh Puri also launched the compressed biogas plant being established in Muzaffarnagar district.
Lok Sabha is now taking up the Constitution 127 Amendment Bill 2021 for discussion and passing. The bill seeks to restore the power of states and union territories to make their own OBC lists. Moving the bill, Social Justice and Empowerment Minister Dr. Virendra Kumar said it will empower the state in preparing the OBC list. He said the legislation will also help to strengthen the federal structure of the country. Dr. Kumar reiterated government's commitment for the welfare of the OBC community. Initiating the debate, Congress leader Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary said the opposition is in support of the bill in the interest of the OBC community. He alleged that the government has brought this bill keeping an eye on the assembly elections of Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand. Mr. Chaudhary said Congress party has always been at the forefront for the upliftment of the OBC. He questioned the government over Pegasus snooping, saying why the government has not started an investigation into it like other countries. Mr. Chaudhary said many states want to increase the ceiling of reservation. He cited the example of Tamil Nadu, its social movement that led to reservation. He said reservation is an affirmative action to uplift them. Sanghamitra Maurya of the BJP accused the Congress of bringing NEET in a bid to cancel the reservation. She said the NEET is based on the NCERT syllabus and the poor don't read this syllabus. She reminded the Congress that the people have rejected them and hence they are losing elections. She lauded the cabinet for having highest representation of OBCs. T.R. Balu of the DMK also raised the issue of removing the ceiling. He also profusely thanked the government for bringing the bill. Mr. Balu remembered into the history of reservation and recalled the contribution of Kamaraj and Nehru. Mr. Balu said VP Singh implemented the Mandal Commission and that is how the 27% reservation for OBCs came into effect. Discussion is underway. Minister of State for Home Nityananda Rai today has said that the forthcoming census will be the first digital census and there is a provision for self-enumeration. Mr. Rai informed the Lok Sabha that mobile app for collection of data and a census portal for management and monitoring of various census-related activities have been developed. He said in census data is collected on demographic and various socio-economic parameters like education, SC/ST, religion, language, marriage and migration of the individuals.
The Union Government today said 976 Gram Panchayats have been adopted by Members of Parliament for the development under Sansad Adarsh Gram Yojana SAGY till the 3rd of this month since 2018. In a written reply in Lok Sabha, Minister of State for Rural Development Sadhvi Niranjan Jyoti said that the Gram Panchayats identified under SAGY are to prepare a village development plan which is a roadmap for the holistic development of the Gram Panchayats. The Union Government today said that it has not taken any decision to prepare National Register of Indian Citizens at the national level. In a written reply to the Lok Sabha, Minister of State for Home Nityanand Rai said the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019 aims to facilitate grant of citizenship to migrants belonging to Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, Parsi or Christian community from Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan who entered into India on or before 31st of December 2014. Mr. Rai said the Act has come into force with effect from 10th of January last year.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi today called upon party MPs to encourage sport activities in their constituencies and organize competitions. Addressing party's parliamentary meeting, Mr. Modi gave a standing ovation to players who participated in the Tokyo Olympics. Briefing media after the meet, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prahlad Joshi said Sports and Youth Affairs Minister Anurag Thakur and Law and Justice Minister Kiren Rijiju gave presentation and said Indian contingent in the Tokyo Olympics was the largest and also won the highest number of medals. Mr. Joshi said Prime Minister took note of the nationwide malnutrition status and asked to promote PM Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana countrywide.
हर एमपी अपने अपने क्षेत्र में इन्वॉल्व होना चाहिए, स्पोर्ट्स में कंपटीशन कंडक्ट करना चाहिए और ये कंडक्ट करते करते हमको भी स्पोर्ट्स में स्पिरिट आ जाएगा। ओलंपिक्स में अभी यश मिलना शुरू हो गया है आगे बढ़ाने के लिए। कभी कभी ग्रामीण प्रदेश से जो आता है उनका ये प्रतिभा है, ये भी रिकॉग्निशन नहीं होता है।
Both the Houses of Parliament today witnessed disruption over Pegasus, farm laws and other issues. The Rajya Sabha has been adjourned till 2 p.m. while the Lok Sabha witnessed adjournment till 12 noon following ruckus by the opposition parties. In the Rajya Sabha, when the House reassembled after first adjournment at 12 noon, members from Congress, TMC, Left, DMK and others again trooped to the well of the House raising slogans. Amid uproar, Deputy Chairman Harivansh tried to run the question hour but in vain. Later adjourned the House till 2 p.m. Earlier when the House met for the day, Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu rejected the adjournment notices given by the opposition parties over Pegasus and other issues. This prompted the opposition members, including Congress and TMC, to come into the well raising slogans. The members from DMK, Left, RJD and others were on their feet. Mr. Naidu cautioned the members that if the House is disrupted today also, when the farmers' issue is scheduled for discussion, a wrong message will go to the people. He said today is the 16th day of the monsoon session of Parliament and the upper house has functioned at the rate of just 1 hour per day. In the Lok Sabha, when the House met after first adjournment at 12 noon, it took up the Constitution 127th Amendment Bill 2021 for consideration and passing. Early in the morning, members from the Congress, TMC, DMK, Left, Akali Dal and others trooped into the well raising slogans. Amid ruckus, Speaker Om Birla tried to run the question hour. He urged the agitating members to allow the House to function. Mr. Birla asked the protesting members to raise people's issues and not disrupt House proceedings. As the pandemonium continued, the Speaker adjourned the House till 12 noon.
Department of Expenditure under the Ministry of Finance has released the 5th monthly installment of Post-Devolution Revenue Deficit PDRD grant of 9,871 crore rupees to the states yesterday. With the release of this installment, a total amount of 49,355 crore rupees has been released to eligible states as Post-Devolution Revenue Deficit grant in the current financial year. The Commission has recommended PDRD grant to 17 states during 2021-22. The eligibility of states to receive this grant and the quantum of grant was decided by the Commission based on the gap between the assessment of revenue and expenditure of the state after taking into account the assessed devolution for the financial year 2021-22. The 15th Finance Commission has recommended a total post-devolution revenue deficit grant of 1,18,452 crore rupees to 17 states in the financial year 2021-22.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launches second phase of Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana at Mahoba in Uttar Pradesh. Lok Sabha takes up the Constitution 127th Amendment Bill 2021 for discussion and passing. Bill seeks to restore power of states and union territories to make their own OBC lists. Both the Houses of Parliament witnessed frequent disruptions over continued protests by the opposition over Pegasus, farm laws and other issues. Forthcoming census to be the first digital census and include provision for self-enumeration. Centre says it has not taken any decision to prepare national registers of citizens at the national level. Government approves vaccine manufacturing facility for production of Bharat Biotech's co-vaccine in Ankleshwar, Gujarat to accelerate vaccine drive. More than 51 crore 45 lakh COVID vaccine doses administered in the country so far. Recovery rate stands at 97.45%. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls upon party MPs to encourage sports activities in their constituencies and organize competitions. And on the World Lion Day, Vice President Prime Minister Narendra Modi extend greetings to all passionate lion conservationists. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
Welcome back to the Midday News on All India Radio. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the Confederation of Indian Industry CII Annual Meeting 2021 tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. through video conferencing. The theme of the meeting is India at 75, Government and Business Working Together for Atmanirbhar Bharat. The CII Annual Meeting 2021 will be held over 2 days on 11th and 12th of August. The Union Health Ministry today said that more than 52 crore 56 lakh vaccine doses have been provided to the states and union territories so far, and a further 48 lakh 43,100 doses are in the pipeline.
More than 51 crore 45 lakh COVID vaccine doses have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Union Health Ministry said more than 54 lakh 91,000 vaccine doses were administered in the last 24 hours. The recovery rate stands at 97.45%. More than 41,000 patients recovered in the last 24 hours. India reported over 28,000 new cases in the last 24 hours, which is the lowest in 147 days. India's active caseload is now at 3,88,508, which is the lowest in 139 days. 373 deaths have been reported in the last 24 hours. In Madhya Pradesh, Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has said that COVID vaccination work in the state should speed up again as there was disruption due to rain. Chief Minister reviewed the status of the corona and vaccination work. More from our correspondent.
About 70,000 corona tests are being conducted daily in the state. Chief Minister instructed that testing should not be reduced in any district. 53% of the eligible population of the state has been given the first dose of corona vaccine, while 10% of the population has been given the second dose. Meanwhile, the state reported 10 new cases. The number of active cases is 149, while weekly positivity rate is 0.02%. Pooja Bivardhan, AIR News, Bhopal.
West Bengal has successfully inoculated complete vaccination of over 91 lakh people, which is the second highest in the country after Maharashtra. The State Health Department has been able to utilize each vial of the vaccines as the wastage is around 7% in the negative trajectory. West Bengal has already inoculated nearly 3 crore 24 lakh cumulatively, as more than 2 crore 32 lakh have got the first dose. The Assam government announced a revision in the partial curfew timings in the state from this morning till further order. The new SOP said that a partial curfew would be in place from 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. every day. Health Minister Keshav Mohanta said that all inter-district passenger transport services and movement of people to and from other districts will remain suspended, but the movement of goods will continue.
In Uttarakhand, COVID curfew has been extended for another week with more relaxation. According to the state government officials, it will remain in force till 6 a.m. on the 17th of this month. Meanwhile, markets and shops are opened amid COVID protocols across the state. Health and Family Welfare Minister Mansukh Mandavia today said that the government has approved vaccine manufacturing facility for production of Bharat Biotech's co-vaccine in Ankleshwar, Gujarat. In a tweet, Mr. Mandavia said this will promote the vision of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to provide free vaccine to all. He said this will also increase vaccine availability and accelerate the world's largest vaccination drive.
In Maharashtra, after the announcement by Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray to allow fully vaccinated people to commute via suburban local trains from 15th of this month, the state government is in the final stages of formulating the standard operating procedure to provide access to the passengers into the railway stations. More details from our correspondent.
The state's COVID-19 task force, which met yesterday, discussed at length on how to go about in providing access to the passengers who are fully vaccinated into the railway stations. Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray, who addressed the people of the state on Sunday, said that an app has been designed by the state government wherein people who are fully vaccinated and wants to commute via local trains will have to register themselves by entering the valid information. Officials from the railway department were also present in the meeting. Besides, in the COVID-19 task force meeting, it was also decided on giving further relaxations to the restaurants. Official sources said that while giving relaxations, the government is taking all necessary care in ensuring that there is no spike in COVID cases once there is ease in restrictions. Kunal Shinde, AIR News, Mumbai.
World Lion Day is being celebrated today with an emphasis to raise awareness and gather support for the declining population and conservation. The theme of World Lion Day 2021 is Slow Elimination of the African Lion. On the World Lion Day today, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu today asked everyone to raise awareness to propagate the cause of lion conservation on the occasion of World Lion Day. In his message, the Vice President asked people to rededicate themselves to creating safe habitats for lions so that their population increases further. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also conveyed greetings to all those passionate about lion conservation. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said it would make everyone happy that the last few years have seen a steady increase in India's population.
In the run-up to Independence Day, we bring you stories on sectors which have made major impact on the lives of citizens. In this series, today we bring you a report on commerce and industry. The Union government has given special focus to commerce and industry with an aim to make India a $5 trillion economy. Addressing an event in August 2019, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had said that $5 trillion is not just a number, but a medium to strengthen common Indian.
आज एक टारगेट हमारे सामने हमने रखा है. हमारे लिए $5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी ये महज आंकड़ा नहीं है, बल्कि सामान्य भारतीय को सशक्त करने का माध्यम है. अर्थव्यवस्था दोगुनी होगी तो हर भारतीय परिवार की आय भी बढ़ेगी. सामान्य से सामान्य भारतीय की परचेजिंग पावर भी बढ़ेगी. $5 ट्रिलियन के इस पड़ाव तक पहुंचने के लिए हमारे पास पोटेंशियल भी है और प्लान भी है.
Our correspondent has filed this report.
Brand India has got a boost under the Narendra Modi government. The government launched the Make in India scheme to attract global investment in India. It is facilitating investment, fostering innovation, building best-in-class infrastructure, and making India a hub for manufacturing, design, and innovation. The government has also liberalized foreign direct investment in 25 sectors. This resulted in rise in India's ranking in the ease of doing business of the World Bank, the World Economic Economic Forum's Global Competitiveness Index and in the Logistic Performance Index. The move also helped in other projects like dedicated freight corridors and industrial corridors. The foreign trade policy has been extended up to 30th September to provide a stable regime during the COVID-19 pandemic. Schemes such as Advance Authorization Scheme and Export Promotion Capital Goods Scheme are being implemented to enable duty-free import of raw materials and capital goods for export production, to make domestic manufacturing globally competitive and to create global champions in manufacturing. Production-linked incentive PLI schemes in 13 sectors are being implemented. India registered its highest ever annual FDI inflow of $81.72 billion during the last financial year 2020-21. Anupam Mishra, AIR News, Delhi.
President Ramnath Kovind today paid floral tributes to former President V.V. Giri on his birth anniversary at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. V.V. Giri was born in Berhampur in Odisha in 1894. He was the fourth President of India.
The Air Warrior Symphony Orchestra band display team from Air Force Station in Bengaluru regaled the audience with patriotic instrumental music today as part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav celebration. COVID frontline warriors were the special invitees for the event. Instilling the passion for patriotism, the orchestra enchanted the audience with its scintillating performance. Russian President Vladimir Putin has thanked India for the Maritime Security Initiative and reaffirmed that the Russian Federation is committed to the common tasks of combating crime at sea in all its forms and manifestations. India's Olympic medal winners were accorded a grand welcome by the government in a felicitation ceremony held in New Delhi last evening. Addressing the media today in Delhi, India's second individual Olympic gold medalist said he found it hard to believe that he had won gold and thought he was living a dream.
जो कंपटीशन चल रहा था वो बहुत ही टफ चल रहा था और बहुत अच्छे अच्छे थ्रोअर थे वहाँ पे, तो मेडल के लिए हमारी पूरी तैयारी थी, लेकिन वहाँ पे उस दिन मैं परफॉर्मेंस दे सका ठीक से और मेरा वहाँ पे गोल्ड आया, तो मुझे ऐसा फील नहीं हो रहा था क्योंकि एक जैसे सपने में जी रहा था, मुझे लग रहा था कि कहीं एक सपना तो नहीं है, पर जब मैं इंडिया आया तो एक बिल्कुल माहौल अलग था और कल पता लगा कि हाँ यार कुछ तो ऐसा देश के लिए किया है कि आज इतना सम्मान मिल रहा है.
The High Commission of India in Bangladesh will resume visa operations from tomorrow as the lockdown restrictions in the country are relaxed. The High Commission of India announced today that the Indian Visa Application Centre will resume operation and the applicants don't need to take any appointment or permission to apply for a visa at the IVAC. It said all the applications except for tourist visas have been accepted.
Now let us take a look at the weather update for the day. National capital Delhi is likely to witness strong surface winds during daytime. Mumbai will have generally cloudy sky with moderate rain and the temperature will hover between 26 to 33 degrees Celsius. Chennai will witness generally cloudy sky with light rain and will have a maximum temperature of around 37 degrees Celsius, minimum temperature 23 degrees. Kolkata will have partly cloudy sky with one or two spells of rain or thunder showers. Srinagar will have mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Jammu will have partly cloudy sky becoming generally cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Leh is likely to witness generally cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm. Gilgit will have generally cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm. Muzaffarabad will have mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy later. Guwahati will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Imphal will have partly cloudy sky with possibility of development of thunder lightning. Shillong will experience generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. News just in, Rajya Sabha has been adjourned till 2:32 p.m. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launches second phase of Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana at Mahoba in Uttar Pradesh. Lok Sabha takes up the Constitution 127th Amendment Bill 2021 for discussion and passage. Bill seeks to restore power of states and union territories to make their own OBC lists. Both the Houses of Parliament witnessed frequent disruptions over continued protest by the opposition over Pegasus, farm laws and other issues. Forthcoming census to be the first digital census and include provision for self-enumeration. Centre says it has not been taken any decision to prepare National Register of Citizens at national level. Government approves vaccine manufacturing facility for production of Bharat Biotech's co-vaccine in Ankleshwar in Gujarat to accelerate vaccine drive. More than 51 crore 45 lakh COVID vaccine doses administered in the country so far. Recovery rate stands at 97.45%. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls upon party MPs to encourage sports activities in their constituencies and organize competitions. And with that, we end the midday news.